Welcome to Nature Walk, the podcast where we delve into the wonders of the natural world and explore the fascinating stories that surround us. I'm your host, David, and I'm delighted to have you join me on this journey of discovery. As we step out into the great outdoors, or even just into our own backyards, it's not uncommon to encounter some of the most incredible creatures that share our planet: birds. From the majestic eagles soaring through the skies to the humble sparrows flitting about in our gardens, birds have a way of captivating our imagination and inspiring our curiosity. But as we watch and learn from these feathered friends, it's easy to get caught up in myths and misconceptions that can distract us from the real issues affecting their populations. Today, we're going to tackle 4 common myths about birds that you might have heard before and separate fact from fiction. Let's start with a long-standing tradition, throwing rice at weddings. You've probably heard that leftover rice could harm birds if they eat it, with some even claiming that it can cause them to explode. But where did this myth originate, and is there any truth to it? According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, there's no basis to this claim, and many birds, from waterfowl to bobolinks, feed on rice in nature without issue. In fact, experiments have shown that birdseed actually expands more in room temperature water than rice, putting this myth on shaky footing. And if you're concerned about the impact of throwing rice at weddings, it's worth noting that scattered rice can be slippery and tend to attract rats, so perhaps it's best to stick with more eco-friendly alternatives. Another myth surrounding birds is that hummingbird food needs to be red. We've all seen those bright red feeders and assumed that they're necessary to attract these iridescent creatures. But the truth is, hummingbirds are attracted to the color red because it's one of the colors they see best, and in nature, red flowers tend to be a good source of nectar. However, the dye used in commercial hummingbird food can actually harm birds, according to the National Audubon Society. So what's the alternative? Making your own hummingbird food is surprisingly simple. Just combine a 1/4 cup of table sugar with 1 cup of boiling water, then allow it to cool. This ratio of water to sugar closely matches that naturally occurring in flower nectar, and it's a much healthier option for these tiny birds. Now, let's talk about baby birds. If you've ever seen a chick outside its nest, you might have heard that you shouldn't touch it because the mother will abandon it due to your scent. But is there any truth to this claim? According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, most birds do have a well-developed sense of smell, but nesting birds invest significant time and energy into rearing their young and will not abandon them because of the way they smell. In fact, it's perfectly safe to pick up a fallen nestling and put it back in the nest, or to carry a fledgling out of danger and place it in a tree or shrub. Of course, it's always best to exercise caution and seek advice from an animal control expert if you're unsure what to do. Finally, let's address the myth that birds will become dependent on your feeder and abandon their natural food sources. While it's true that some birds may visit your feeder regularly, research suggests that there's plenty of food around for them, and your feeder is just one of many options. So go ahead and enjoy watching those birds flit about in your garden. You're not harming them, and you might just learn a thing or two about these incredible creatures. As we conclude this segment of Nature Walk, remember that by separating fact from fiction, we can focus on the real issues affecting bird populations and work towards creating a more sustainable future for these incredible animals. We'll be right back with more fascinating stories from the natural world on Nature Walk. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I'm your host, David. As we venture deeper into the natural world, we find ourselves in the lush rainforests of Panama, where a most intriguing discovery has been made. An international team of scientists, hailing from the University of St Andrews, University of Reading, the Smithsonian Tropical Research Institute, and University of Amsterdam, stumbled upon a remarkable insect that has left the scientific community abuzz. Behold, the leaf masquerading katydid, typically a master of disguise with its green leaf-like appearance, but this particular individual had a surprise in store for the researchers. It was a brilliant, hot pink color, a rarity among its kind. As the team observed this adult female katydid over several days, they noticed something even more astonishing. It began to change color before their very eyes. The vibrant pink gradually faded to a pastel pink and eventually transformed into the familiar green hue of its peers. This remarkable transformation, spanning just 11 days, has been hailed as the first recorded instance of a katydid completing a full color shift within a single adult life stage. But what could be the purpose behind this extraordinary ability? The researchers propose that this hot pink to green transformation may have evolved to mimic the delayed greening process observed in tropical leaves, where young leaves often start as pink or red before maturing into green. This clever strategy would allow the katydid to blend seamlessly with its surroundings, ensuring its survival in the competitive rainforest ecosystem. As we ponder the intricacies of this insect's behavior, we're reminded of the awe-inspiring complexity and adaptability of life on our planet. The natural world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and it's discoveries like these that inspire us to continue exploring and learning about the incredible creatures that share our world. The study of this color-changing katydid serves as a poignant reminder of the dynamic interplay between species and their environments. As we strive to understand and protect these delicate ecosystems, we're also drawn to the realization that even the most seemingly bizarre phenomena can hold the key to unlocking the secrets of survival and adaptation in the natural world. Welcome back to Nature Walk. I'm your host, David. As we conclude our journey today, let's dive into an extraordinary new destination that's making waves just off the coast of Australia's Gold Coast. Imagine a place where art and nature converge, where towering steel sculptures rise from the seabed like sentinels, creating a surreal underwater landscape. Welcome to Wonder Reef, Australia's first buoyant artificial reef. Located just 2.5 kilometers offshore from Main Beach, this innovative dive site is unlike any other in the country. Designed by acclaimed Queensland artist Daniel Templeton, Wonder Reef features 9 large-scale sculptures anchored to the seabed but engineered to float towards the surface. The result is a striking underwater skyline that sways gently with the currents, turning every descent into an almost otherworldly experience. As divers explore this vertical reef, they'll discover a thriving marine habitat, home to schools of baitfish, trevally, and pelagic species patrolling the edges. Coral fragments have been planted onto the structures, accelerating reef growth, while marine species ranging from wobbegong sharks to rays and vibrant tropical fish are beginning to call the site home. What's truly remarkable about Wonder Reef is its accessibility. Just minutes from the marinas at Main Beach and Runaway Bay, dive boats can reach the site quickly, making it one of the most accessible offshore dives in the country. This proximity also offers a glimpse into a much larger underwater playground developing along the Gold Coast coastline, known as the Gold Coast Dive Trail. This network of over 10 dive sites includes natural reefs, shipwrecks, and artificial habitats, catering to both beginner-friendly reefs and deeper exploration sites. As the Gold Coast transforms into one of Australia's most exciting new dive destinations, Wonder Reef stands out as a living, breathing masterpiece that proves the region's most striking skyline isn't the one on land. As we conclude our nature walk today, I invite you to explore this incredible underwater world for yourself. Book a guided tour with local operator Gold Coast Dive Adventures and discover the magic of Wonder Reef. Remember, every dive is an opportunity to connect with the natural world and inspire a deeper appreciation for the beauty and importance of marine conservation. That's all for today's Nature Walk. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and until next time, keep exploring your natural world.